Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack on Production. Today, I, Bancroft, am being joined by Jimmy and, like always, Fluff.
Howdy.
What's up, people? He'll eventually get it out.
No, eventually. But today, we are doing the finals from this past weekend, which is Fluff's Hirudegarn Broly concoction versus Dark Broly that you all saw yesterday. It was a great deck, I guess.
You sound upset about it.
Oh, look, it just is probably the only deck this weekend that could have just completely shut me down. But that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you all enjoy our content. Don't forget to comment down below, hit buttons like and subscribe, and there's a bell, I think. You click that as well, and it'll let you know when we drop more content.
I think we should just start saying YouTube stuff. Like just in the driest, YouTube stuff.
I mean, I like changing it up. Like, I go from, Jimmy having some form of button fetish to just randomly saying like and subscribe like people do.
Yeah.
I could do the Smosh thing, like, don't forget to punch that bell. But all right.
There you go. If you say that, I'm going to spit on you next time I see you.
I would like to see you try.
We are in Corona, USA. Okay, you cannot do that.
I'm threatening his life right now. This is a threat.
Biological warfare. Smells like a felony.
Spit at me? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I don't know what I'm trying to tell you.
Are you trying to tell people you have a weird kink about spitting on people?
I did it once. I didn't get anything out of it.
Guys, I love the fact that I sit down and Jimmy's like, "What the hell are you playing?"
Yeah. Okay, so usually when a video pops up on the channel and it's something that I haven't seen before, like I don't know exactly the upload schedule. It's like I talk to Bancroft regularly about it, and usually we'll talk about what we want to have on there. So we've been discussing Dark Broly the past couple of weeks. So I was like, okay, I'll play Dark Broly just to have it on the channel. But usually when something new gets thrown up on the channel, I won't watch the video just so I don't have prior knowledge going into matchups. Like, yeah. I like the idea of being able to sit down and be surprised. And it's kind of a practice thing for me for going to bigger events where you're not going to know what everybody is running.
Yes.
So I want to be able to sit down and have to form my game plan based solely off of what I'm seeing in front of me.
Let me cut you off quick. If you ever go to a big tournament and your opponent is someone named Bancroft, which obviously is me, just expect prison. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, you're going to play Frieza Prison, and you're also going to cheat while playing it. Have you ever told this story on the channel?
Guys, talk about your duel.
No, we're going to talk about our duel, Jimmy. So I started off turn one. I searched out the Broly because I had just played Jake's Shenron Rangers, which was supposed to get filmed tonight, but Jake had to leave the tournament. He had to leave. We were running late, and he had to go. His girl wanted to do dinner and stuff, so he ended up having to leave. But so I grabbed the Broly turn one, and I'm like, yeah, fuck this. We aren't going to get slow rolled again because Jake literally kept me on 6 life until turn 5 or something like that in our game. And it was miserable because I played the entire game with 3 cards in my hand.
That's what I was hoping to do with you, but then you're like, nah, Chief, I'm awakening.
I'm playing Broly, right?
So I knew you pulled that, so I was like, just go ahead and awaken you. Like, you're gonna get awakened anyway. There's no stopping that. So I knew that you were playing Broly Hirudegarn. I just didn't know exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah,
I didn't know when it wanted to go off. I didn't know when I should play aggressively, when I should play defensively. So I was going into this matchup completely blind. So I just kind of played my turn out straight, put the Toa out there, get my ball. I didn't know if I should leave energy open, so I was taking a gamble there, and luckily I was corrected. Going and playing my turn.
Yeah, it doesn't want to climb super hard, super fast. Mm-hmm. Just because if you try to go past 4 on turn 2, you just fizzle out.
Yeah.
So you want to kind of put a little bit of pressure on this turn. Maybe your opponent tries to deal with the Minutia. Maybe they try to deal with the 3. But the odds that your opponent on their second turn can kill a Minutia, a 3-drop, a 4-drop that will come in active mode is incredibly unlikely.
Yeah, very.
Now, it does exist. It is out there for sure. But
so I believe on my second turn, I put my Unison on board. And
yes,
it didn't work out the way I wanted it to, but I feel like it did kind of work out in my favor somewhat. So I'm just doing my standard Broly stuff. I think I end up whiffing on this one, where I only hit 130k that I can put in the drop. Yeah, I just straight up whiffed, which really sucks because I need 30ks in my drop. I need cards that I'm able to recur.
Yep.
And now I'm in a position where I'm in awakening range, and like it's just a bad position to be in. Like normally I want to stay at a somewhat high life total, but you hit me faster than I expected it to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is one of those situations where I realize that I've kind of put myself at a risk. I've got a 9-drop in the drop area. I know that Dark Brawly can rip out of the drop area. So I'm like, I could lose the 9 here, which would really suck. It would slow me down a little bit. So I'm kind of hoping that you aren't able to set that up, or maybe you're too focused on other things, and then you start setting up like resource digging. I don't really even want to play any of this.
Yeah. I knew that if I was going to warp your Minutia, that was just going to put you up the chain. It was going to make your deck run faster.
Yeah.
I knew that if I was going to make you drop cards, I expected Ribriannes, so I was like, he's just going to put a Ribrianne in the drop area for free. Like, I really didn't know what to do. So I felt that the Toa was going to be the best option because her auto doesn't matter what turn it's on or when or how it happens. And I actually end up playing Jace the Mind Sculptor instead. And when you play Jace the Mind Sculptor, that puts you at 3 markers if you didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's amazing what Toa looks like in Undrag.
Real quick, I want to ask a quick question. You mentioned beginning this duel about pulling the Broly. Why did you put in your energy instead? Like, because at any point, Jimmy could decide to just start slow playing, you know?
I have a Dodoria in my hand.
Gotcha.
And I actually might charge the Dodoria here. But my general thought is I like the cards that are in my hand. So I've got a Frieza. I've got a Dormant Potential. I think I've got a Super Combo. I've got Hirudegarn pieces. I can get into the Hirudegarn chain. So he can either waste his resources trying to out the Hirudegarn stuff, or he can try to focus on the leader. Because, like, Jimmy's a smart dude, and I understand that he understands that if he doesn't do anything, then I will just slowly start whittling his hand out.
Yeah. And to finish my thought on the Toa before I got distracted by Jace, the auto ticks up a marker every time one of your opponent's battle cards is removed by a skill.
Yeah.
So it basically just doubles the speed that I get up to 4 markers.
Yeah.
And since you have to remove your cards by skill to go up the chain, I was like, okay, I'm just going to play this and get to 4, and then I'll just steal one of his arena cards. That was my game plan starting out, and you just straight up go after the Toa, like, which kind of works out for me because that protects my life a little bit more. Yeah. But also sucks because I wanted that Toa on field to be able to deal with whatever like little weenies that you put out, if you put any weenies out.
Yeah.
As well as get to the point where I can just take one of your Hirudegarns.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately we didn't get the game on stream, but I ended up stealing Matt's Gogeta with Toa.
Oh,
right, did that. Yeah, right as he drew into his secret rare too. Like, so that was rough for him, and it really cemented Toa in this deck for me because I was kind of on her, but now that I've played it in the deck, both in the matchup with Bancroft that helped me clear the board, and that matchup with Matt. It's staying in the deck at this point.
It's essentially a generic Mecha Ghidorah.
Yeah, like
that really any deck could hold as like a Hail Mary on turn 4, or as an option for dealing with the opponent. So here I'm making Jimmy discard lots of effects or lots of cards with his effect. So he's trying to not go below 4, and I'm just trying to pressure him. And I'm thinking, like, what's the best thing to do here? The good thing about Dark Broly is not going to obstruct. It will not be obstructed by the combo killer aspect of this deck. Because the only card that you combo with is the super.
Yeah, super combo and Kai's. And I do believe later in this game, you do hit me with the combo killer. And I had to completely blank that from my mind because I was thinking like, okay, I'm not affected by it in my head. So I got a little too comfortable just willy-nilly comboing and not worrying about your combo killer. Yeah. And I don't think that single-handedly cost me the game. I think that was
not at all. No.
I think that was just this matchup.
But there was that combo that I liked of 9 in drop area, pop the 4 with it, play it, and then be able to go get your 6. And so this is basically going to let me fluctuate and modulate what I need to do. And oftentimes the correct play here is if your opponent deals with the 6, or you need to KO it to kill 2 of their battle cards, is to just make your opponent drop 2. Like, there's a ton of, because then they lose 2 battle cards on field, and they drop 2 cards out of their hand. So, but you ended up comboing off the Toa there. So I was like, well, I'm probably not going to do that then. So I activated the other Tapion effect. And the Broly does not have the limitation of 2 battle cards on the front side. So I know that I can use this to protect myself if Jimmy starts to go ham crazy.
Which I was holding on to that Majin Buu's Extinction attack just to be able to rip something out of your drop area.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I put myself in a position where I was not able to use it.
That's what you said. You were like, I was holding this to get rid of that 9 drop.
Like, I honestly, I didn't really know that the 9 drop come from the drop area. Like, I thought that the 6 drop pulled it from the drop area. Oh. So I was like, okay, like, he doesn't have the 6 drop out, and I feel like he wants to sit on the 6 drop maybe a turn, so I feel safe tapping out. And then you're like, nah, Chief, I'm playing it for 1 energy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the great thing about the 9. The 9 can KO a 4, 6, or 7. So if you wanted to, you could run the blue Hirudegarn promo that plays for free with a Tapion and Minosha in the drop area. If you don't have a Hirudegarn, you can play that out, swing. It's only a 10,000 on your turn, but then you can KO it with the 9 to get a 9 on field.
That's not bad.
It's not. I didn't see the need for it in this, honestly. I'm choosing to not block here, and I'm choosing to not KO your cards because I want you to awaken me. Someone threw money at me.
I forgot. We probably should have said that Fluff's at the strip club right now. He's working a shift right now. So
right. That's why I'm not on screen right now. I'm doing a little dance, like earning that money.
Yeah. It's a really weird club. You know, he has like his computer out with his headphones on. He's just kind of like, you know, chilling.
And it's weird how that audio silencer is working for you.
Yeah. It's actually like, it's like a silent disco.
Oh, it really is.
Oh, it's the headphone ones. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It makes sense now.
There's like a really good macrame tea jug trick that I do. So you have to come see it sometime.
We'll do like a special on the channel for it.
Yeah.
When we hit 1,500.
Yeah, there we go.
When we hit like 15,000. Mama always said, don't do for free what you're really good at. Or something like that. I don't know the phrase.
My joke is that we're already at 1,500.
Oh, yeah. I guess I gotta go learn macrame now. So this is kind of like what I wanted the blockers on field for, you started to just establish and push a little bit. You're going to get to like warp things out. You warp the 9 off the field, I believe. I had to warp the Dodoria out of my hand. You warped a 3-drop out of the drop area, or a 4-drop, I think that is.
Yeah, it's the 4-drop. Yeah, like I really didn't know the pacing that I wanted to take. Normally, I like to just establish my field, and Dark Broly is a weird deck that once a Broly is face up, you can count on it being one effect away from being back on the field.
Yes.
And so I knew you knew that, and I felt safe putting my Brolys out there and being like, okay, he's not going to try to remove them because he knows they're just going to come right back.
Yeah.
And that was my whole game plan, was to just establish myself and then try to push through your defense. Because I knew you probably had another Tapion in hand. I knew you could probably put a 9-drop into the drop area. I knew a 9-drop could come out off of the 6-drop. So that's why I wasn't going after that 6-drop at the time, because I did not want to deal with either another blocker, which the blocker has unique, correct? So I probably shouldn't have been worrying about that. Yeah. But I didn't want to worry about having to drop 2 cards as well, or just restarting your chain.
Yeah, I could have gone and played the 4. So here, this sucks. I went after another sealed music box. I only run 2 in the deck, which I had already called that top effect. So I can't change the effect now that top effect has failed, because I just failed that effect.
Yeah.
But the only reason that I even activated it was because I wanted to be able to restand an energy and get something out of it. And I didn't have a good card in hand to do that with. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do that. We'll put out a sealed music box. Maybe I'll get to start another fresh chain up and double pressure, going, 6, 9, 2, 3, 4, 6, 4, 6, 4, and just really pressure you this turn. But it didn't work out that way.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been, if you got a hit on that probably would have just ended the game on this turn.
Yeah, it would have been really good.
I don't think I would have gotten another turn after that. So you're hit me with the 18s. 18 is just so good.
Yeah.
And something about that card that I see a lot of people kind of mistake, and you did it very well there, is they'll just usually drop 2 or 3 18s on field at one time and be like, okay, pitch that many. And then when you have the idea of, okay, I have to pitch 1, that's very different than, okay, I have to pitch multiple.
Right.
So if you pitch 1, you might, okay, like I want to keep parts of my chain in my hand, but if you pitch 2 at the same time, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get my chain off because I have to drop 1 piece. I'll just drop both pieces of the chain and keep whatever other battle card that I have in my hand that's going to help me out.
You pitch, you use 1, let your opponent commit to the one they're going to drop.
Yeah.
And then once they do it, you use the next one. Because if you're, like you said, if I'm giving you the information that I'm dropping 3 cards out of your hand right now, you are going to make that informed decision.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not good. It's not good practice to do that, because you get more advantage if you can stagger those. And then your opponent has to like discard thinking that they're going to be able to do this. Then you put them in a position like, oh, fuck, now I'm losing another one. And oh, God, now I'm using another one. So that's a really good point. I pause for courtesy, but your point is duly noted.
Yeah, I feel like that's the strong suit of that super combo, other than just being able to say, hey, like, get rid of a card from your hand, which hand destruction is just so good in this game. Other than that, just the ability to make your opponent make bad decisions is good.
Yeah. I was thinking about doing combo killers there, but I decided not to, just because like the card I had in my hand I really wanted to keep.
No.
So this Hoy is amazing. I'm actually thinking about bumping this up to 4, but I could see it getting cloggy at points.
Does that Hoy have to be comboed from the battle area?
No.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but on play he gets a draw. And then if you combo, you KO a Minotia or Phantom Demon to gain an additional 5,000. So I I just had the spare energy to play him to get the draw.
Mm-hmm.
It was really all it came down to.
Gotcha. So I really wish I had a Gohan to play off of that, because I feel like that would have changed this turn a lot. It doesn't really suck comboing off the Brolys because I get them back so easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is that inevitability, right? Like where I'm just dripping your hand out at every given opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's after right there having to get rid of my Demigris. Like, Demigris is so powerful in this deck. Demigris is just an insane card to begin with, but being able to stack it with the Brolys is so good.
Yeah.
And losing out on that really hurt. Something else that really hurt is that I do run Mechikabura, and I did not see him at all this game.
Yeah, Mechikabura would have hurt this a lot. Calling like Hirudegarn 4 or Hirudegarn 9, one way or the other locks me out one way or the other.
Yeah, like I at the start of this game, we were just kind of bullshitting around, and I was like, hey, so what is the chain like? And you were like, okay, so it goes like a Hirudegarn 3, then 4, then 6, then 9. I was like, okay, thanks, bro, for telling me the numbers, because I had
yeah.
4.
It was so fucking dirty. But Jake was actually, because he was playing Shenron Rangers this week, and he was like, what is the interaction with the 9-drop Hirudegarn? It's not really involving the Hirudegarn, but what is the interaction between Mechikabura, the Broken Seal, and Boiling Berg? So Boiling Berg is that really bad extra card from Draft Box 6 that's an activate main, warp 1 card, and then it comes back to your opponent's side of the field the end of their next turn. But if you Boiling Berg and then play a Mechikabura and then call the card that was warped, the next turn, that card just goes to the drop area and you lose it, which is a great way to deal with like the 9-drop.
Yeah. Like, I actually really like Boiling Bird. I know it's kind of lackluster.
Yeah.
But it does kind of fill this, I don't want to say void for me, but just like having an easy removal.
Yeah.
Remote Serious Bomb is just one of my favorite cards, and I tend to run it in a lot of sideboards, even though a lot of people don't think it's worth running, even in the sideboard.
Right. Yeah,
but it's a card that I love. It does something similar to Max Power, but Max Power has the benefit of being a negate as well.
Yes, and I think that's what makes that so good.
Yeah.
Here, I've got so I blew up your Brawlies, and I think over the last turn and this turn, I look at your drop area like 3 or 4 times, and what I'm counting up is how many Brawlies can you play.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because I've got a Dormant Potential in hand, and I'm like, I can Dormant Potential, but I kind of wanted you to board a couple Toas if you could, so I could just rip those Toas off the field with it.
Mm-hmm.
But once I noticed you were only on like 2-3 max Brawlies this turn, I knew that I was safe.
Yeah. So my original game plan was I drew into the Gohan. So I was going to put both Broly, swing with both of them, then swing with lead, and then activate battle to combo up with the Brolys, and then drop the Gohan off of that to just put more pressure and rip more cards from your hand for combo-wise.
Yeah.
And I was just going for broke at this point because I knew that I was not going to be able to win if I did not win this turn.
Yeah. I've got you down. I think you're at 1 card in hand.
Yeah, I'm at 1.
And I am prepared to combo kill. Yeah, so yeah, you combo killed there. And then I would have just combo killed. So it passes to my turn. You're on 1 life, I think.
Yeah.
You tapped your blocker. All I have to do is swing with anything, and you just lost.
Yeah. I knew that I could stop at max 2 attacks that turn if I was able to stick the other Broly, but you had another Hirudegarn on field plus all that energy open. So it was just game at that point. I couldn't do anything.
I really get into just about anything I want in the deck on 4 energy. Like I'm locked out of almost nothing. And I think I let you take me down to 3 because there was a game in the game with Jake. I wanted to play the 5-drop Gohan from Draft Box 6, and I was on 4 energy and couldn't. because I was still at 6 life. So I think I let you take me down to 3, though I might have still been at 4.
I think you're at 3. I could be wrong.
Yeah. I think I did just to turn that on so I wouldn't be locked out of it in case I found it.
Yeah. So with that being said, those were our finals. Congrats to Fluff. Jimmy, your deck's still pretty good, but
yeah, I know it's good.
Hey, if you all are interested in Jimmy's Dark Broly profile.
Dark Broly profile.
Yeah, that comes out tomorrow.
If you go into your bathroom right now and flick on the lights on and off and chant Dark Broly, Oryx will
yes. Same page.
Yeah. He'll steal your T5 and give you an MP5 in return.
Yeah. He'll only take 5 damage from it too.
Yeah, that too.
So
that I don't know what they're talking about.
It's because you're a schloops, Fluff.
Yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you all enjoy. Don't forget to put comments down below. Click some buttons of some sorts. And with that being said, Jimmy, last words?
If it burns when you pee, you should probably just mulligan hard for Mechagabora.
Oh, yeah, it's always a good call. And Fluff.
I've decided that the reason that Jimmy keeps saying that is because it's a Freudian slip. Read your cards, know your plays, and like always, fluff out.